Today, name now 18th May. Okay.
Departure no pa 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. The entire time when we say you speakers on back kasakakra dear to a man for and sana edumachire no so abaso makeup nyina ye bechere.
I see.
Am when they so ni makeup ye kra na obi ele kakra before ye for 50 cities now.
Full business.
And wedding 1,000 and over.
Hey, omukure wo din ni bitimi 3,000 5,000 na omukuru ni na. What I say?
Ndimiaga kram de betweme ni media I won't rely on you.
Enti be hia sa na ma we nyina. Obi pese opportunity we onya but wo nya sika nkonkusua adwuma. Bra. Entua hwe nyame e de atonkofo bi akoma so ama omaboa yen. Se wutie yen so na so pese oboa yen a ye wo honom. Wo betia beboa na yetimi atre ya hye mama nipa bebre enso.
The Okumasi achi a ohwehwe mu no machira kwan telephone so said be ya e bia wo fi dunkwa na eba wo fi takwa na eba wo be secret ya no frokro no car onko yes stranded
any me Reverend Regina Boachi me number is 0244 46 37 67 me repeat it 0244 46 37 67 Gloria so den
Auntie Gloria Patrol also my
0242 66 8440
8440 0242
66 8440
Mumfa numbers ni nyina mfanto said e be ya mobetimi afre na moagi emu enchimu se won hye da ni hwe ka me so friend disturb ye the lines net beto ho e de ama wo mu a e wo pepa se wo mu pese wo musua meme nda be na wo twe kogi ntete no bi hye ne so se e free admission e free ya nyi sika bia ne modi obehia ye wo lorry fare wo de be fure free ukro mu awo no na wo de aba ye nyan fa ye ho nkohyem ye ni sa e beboa ne ye nyai ma ne bebre ani da aware bi a wote ase so na ni da japade bi a ofo se ne maami ewu a ne nsa beka eso wo maami nya ne ba no wo nuanom ka ho a na japade anya nko a wo de o eno achi no mo kwa ya na manso aba bebre
ene kwa ye ma no kwa na mesi ye yinso etimi sidan
na so de ama be ma na tere mu
yenso etimi sidan
si na so faja wo ma
na memem so kwa warpa o
oh papa si na so faja wo ma na wo de wani kwoto aware ye ne so nko na de be chi na wukunu eda no wansore
sorry ana ye ne
anagu okra wo da no wansore kwa de se wusie na wo se wasie ibu anu abe yare for da dem
na so
when you accident ubeden woman ni you man 9+ o yare for ene doto ebi ni oso na hunhunu se de pressure no city
me 2018 me fish ye me na mu buye mi pon adwuma be ye basa odo na o ye adwuma de but ya start abrabo fofo
but maninti
esansa no adwuma na me woni nti no obi ehu ye ntwu
sa pepepe ubehwahwe o ma pepepe ato wadru enti moma ye ni enkoso na ema nyina ye fa ye ho nyim na entumi emmoa ebusuafo me ne Reverend Regina Boachi your year administrator Trinity Hospital and Mrs Gloria Safoji we see you vintage catering services and edi nkomoyi 18th me nda be na wotwe e wo kronom CCC kronom ye kumase ne fenso kwan so wo trabrema ye kumase kroti aheya eho na kronom wo mumye nyina ye nkone enkoje ntete ni bi mfa ho ne adwuma wo ye banker wo ye lawyer wo ye engineer wo ye hwan wo ye obanko ade a ko na ekoje ntete ni bi na emmoa wankasa nidin e de Kwesi do amede musia na ya sorry so amakwan ma PSA ladi e de health and lifestyle beto am so kai wi enkoso ni mu nyina ntra
Oyerepa TV, Oyerepa TV, the station that makes me feel so happy. Hey, Oyerepa TV. Emri bi atwam apomuden ho nsem agi ensem ho emma osuru yedin emma sase ediawere ho enti onyankopon nam da esumu eda enua eni habama ebegi adesama enkwa ekire adujamfi okumanini barima enu akire no adujamfi esa kotra kwayem edaduanan agwamfa nsuo ankana no menu mienu apomuden panti wenti enigisem onyankopon de yare nyina so tumi ahye Dr. Tamda sonsa This is the way and as yes, you know, qua and the wontimi. Na yaresa bia ho de wasiesie ho kama fika krabi ba gwa yaresa e wo Kumasi ebuakwa agogo frayen 0244 774282
oyalefo bia kai se udimafo eye midimafo heba clinic doctor time taso.
Hello Ghana for ayomsomfo samo foreign. Muhu mi say dia na chese mahu bibia eye na beboa wo na mebeda na dia chew. Eye dia eye prestige court. Prestige court eye baabi a ope se oda na wo to na utwesi kaketua bi na oda baabi a ho ya na wo ho. Ewo hefa ewo Kumasi ahenema kokobi new side junction. Udu na akasa wo prestige court o ombechew. Eye apartment on it on jo wo bedroom shenchen. And a one casa wall hall, and our kitchen in the Charlie, and Yamana Buhose Buriam, never be a coded area for coded people like me and you. 18 may come from us. And possess can be Kotuska, Drum number 0242 144 901. 0242 144 901. From who airport over here for who which baby will be our percent pretty for a CC baby mom from one BCS amount. We saw 1 month discount package. Hey. Unya kaso peso da 1 month ombetis kanu say shit why you can upiahwe I me na kai upiahwe 0242 144 901 yentem Kumasi ahenema kokobin I new suggestion and can't see you Charlie quick.
Did you know that Ghana has one of the highest prevalence of glaucoma in the world? Almost 9 out of every 100 adults aged 40 years and above have glaucoma in this country. Glaucoma is a silent disease that slowly blinds you. It has no cure, but it can be treated to prevent loss of sight. This involves using eye drops, or better still, doing surgery to lower the eye pressures. Visit the St. Thomas Eye Hospital and get advice on treatment options. St. Thomas Eye Hospital is in Accra, Tema, and now in Kumasi, located in the Ahojo Absa Bank building opposite the Oasis of Love Church. Call us on 054-012-5450 in Accra and Tema, and on 053-721-1531 in Kumasi. You may also visit us at www.stthomasEyehospital.com.
Ow. Let me see.
She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent?
Definitely.
Pepsodent, 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Hello. Na we dia se me ho asem na mo kai. Ma yeboni bia na.
Na nsen ye hu se wo na matoso. Wo kunu ne wo benso. Mo kala toso.
Ma hinta sem no. Eni. Virgin fresh alata semina.
Virgin fresh.
Semina wa so bia abadwa so a ebo ma wedie na ye kama. Na ye wona hodo nso bebre. Ye wo virgin fresh, virgin black, virgin anti-rash, virgin gold, virgin shower gel, virgin antiseptic, virgin super tone. And ye wo virgin bar soap wa. And obetimi de adware na wasan so de asiniam. And ye ma pan ye de yes semina. Memfa we ma. Afei na makwaje. Virgin black. Udi ni.
Me pebie to akoton wa. Ehimfa na menye de.
Alaji Israel, Amamre Sport, Best Curve, La Paz, ni Boy Junction, yeni MMB school no. Ene de ene mo hwe. Accra Central, 31st Market, Kumasi phone Kio, your Methodist assuring a chipwa. Freya, I was 0246704180.
Virgin fresh alata samina. Yes, you be jaribi.
Virgin fresh alata soap. You lighten up your body.
FDIJ Juden Krati Atumu.
Oyerepa TV, Oyerepa TV, the station that makes me feel so happy.
Yadamu ase onyame kwabrane semrane yebone mrane ene de miniminu Hebrewni na ebedi enkommunity mese Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam enshranka abodi nyina wura na da romanti ene yetiase medin edipiesie ladi ye the health and lifestyle ebro anope ye beto nkomodie ne so kidney ene liver
yare ahodoɔ a ɛwɔ yɛn so na nso ahyɛseɛ no yɛnhu nso ebi yɛnya science yɛnya symptoms bi epacho mercy holy hands ɛna de nyame abedru aba ɛyɛ ahemfo turkey berries powder ahemfo turkey berries powder a cure infection about kidney ho ban a bow papa titru say o diabetes and I say we are prone to diabetes udia a bow ho ban umoja wo formudi a bow ye free stem cell it is said the wako adabraka e won crying and I say waba magaji waba spare parts no spare parts wo mu a repair ni pedua no. Yes, kwansu it was stem cells utedi a eboa wonti dinamo a pa obetimi de milk agum so milk no wo mu a ahoden no ente se milk anymore upebi ato akuma se ha de Oyerepa FM Oyerepa TV oba ye drugstore honom a wo se promise drugstore honom promise herbal shop oba obenya bi ato promise herbal shop nyame abedru no ebi wo ho anasa friend number si a me beboboi baabi a wo bi ya ye be parcel e de abrew unya bi si wo kitchen aye wo ye aduane anu asagum aye simple eboa kra aye 054 02 09 054 02 01 962 054 02 01 962 0540 201 962 0200 849504 0200 849504 Mr. Abeka Adam Jonah a medical sonographer minua Hebrew no entimatia wo shalom aleikum
shalom
on say any Arabic essay so mo ka salamu alaikum.
Yeah, that is even they don't read as we read.
Yes.
Said you would now we see a Hebrew prayer. No.
Yeah.
They recite it.
Almost recite it.
Yeah, just like they recite it.
Yeah.
Arabic, yeah.
And no alphabet no cry as Oko Hebrew mo ka Aleph.
Yes.
Sana Arabic mo Aleph. Enti na no be ka Arabic. Because you see the part ni Christo som no egu. Onye Christo ni bi. But you refi say language. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pa. Na wo church liver. Brabo any kidney yare said you see who wo ye de can say can scan no
yeah
ultrasound so aha ti ya to ankomo no so
pise me da say me fa kwenye na mechia Hebrew for ina to say what started with prayer no this health and lifestyle.
Yeah,
one of the lifestyles of the Hebrews is that anytime they wake up, the first thing they do and the last thing they do before they sleep is to recite the Shema, which is Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Marhuto Leolam Va'ed.
Wow.
Simple means, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Tiesorianapai declare a feat that we only have one God. So in the the kidney and liver disease on ultrasound. Once I better see that me know can be say some symptoms of kidney yare na yesabo na yare no e to da obi nya bia fi se obewu obi nya bia fi se menya appendix e koyem operation a bit say kidney stones. Medically, stone is called calculi. When we say calculi, it means multiple stones, but when we say calculus, it's one. So we elective mass. You know the term calculus in elective mass. Good. Say calculi na ye kidney stone. Na je say bibi to say a ball, but enye a ball has say ya for ball e form. E be a calcium formation of calcium ni be na form kidney nim. We get sad the corona biso bonu nim.
Okay.
I hear the gallbladder.
Okay.
To that extent, it becomes gallbladder stone or gallbladder calculi. And on unya bibisa or the medical term for it is cholelithiasis.
Again.
Cholelithiasis, which is in the gallbladder.
Okay.
But say babeto kidney nimo it become nephrolithiasis. Once lithia, and I will see. We call it lithiasis.
Okay.
We nephrolithiasis. Okay. So the medical terminology, I sabia idinya da sabo no so no. Nephro. Kidney. Nephro. So a boy better can nephrolithiasis. Okay. So a boy no bedem. Kwan ben a boy no befa so epi. It was a fa drawbɛn na a free kidney ne so beso Johnson twa no so sa drawbɛn very esapa kete pa kwan edam sua but se enamu na eba na se bo no so chain that space na force the way out se be famu ade aba be dru Johnson twa no the dru Johnson twa no mu so a we your ba we your bema it have to pass through the urethra na ye mbema de no wa na ma de no 8 ya se drawbɛn na fa be man mu kwahye dwunso twan mu na ye dwunso a efam epie no na eno nso no se ebedu dwunso twan mu na se wo dwunso na se no so chain the space of urethra ye drawbɛn na da be man mu eno nso ya pa nti me man na ya wo dwunso a omo feel some sharp pain as a bibi wo ne be man mu ne be man no epia de wo se wo koye ne se wo se wo twa kidney scan. And also the quiet general abdominal scan. Near 60 kidneys in the morning, and say, a okay, and I say, okay. I didn't in a way, a Western Kutra scan. Okay, when the kidney stone, I kidney, a bona beda sabu mono, say, a blockade drobena. Johnson, I you fina was a free kidney, no eban. Into me, ma, into a no, ubenya, tembia, a cano, hydronephrosis. Hydro, a issue. Nephron, a kidney, so it becomes hydronephrosis. There may have what I say. Into the say, but sona say, but we drew Junsa Chanano. That's into me in Remua. Ubenya combination of dilated ureters, hydroureters, and hydronephrosis at the same time. In Jabana Sana said, Johnson, a yen you fino, a kidney nimocha, you are damaging your kidney too as well. Intinayana educating call for said Johnson dewa, a young man Johnson and shall when they and check. Ubi had Johnson then a power was dear me drew a Katiana, my Johnson, or do Katie house, you have me have been Johnson, or they do Tafa, or they say, no, they dragona. You are damaging your kidney. When say blood and a Johnson channel, say a young man, the ayen say, Johnson has fro back to the kidney. A person fro back to the kidney. A banasana essay kidney. In Timpe brain at the right side, so kidney stone as a sunny bar. Why doing doctor no confused kakra? Because the appendix is also at the right side, which is the right iliac fossa.
Yes, so yamuno.
Echo so one sat nifa so hono. So when ya yapana, a doctor no. It leaves him in a dilemma. Say, we know a kidney stone and I say a appendicitis. The only option and doctor no I'll bet him the detectives are the way the ya cannot cranachim say kidney no and I say appendix no a ultrasound.
And you know, Mammy Musa question we say, and you say your back radia. A bear 3 because in your ovaries, you better make us ovarian.
That is it. A side 3 no cry and doctor might think say a PID, which is pelvic inflammatory disease. Obet my not being say ABI ovulation signs of ovulation.
Okay.
Wow, but the TN say sa appendix no ne renal calculi no ni yawon ya bebre a fichikomu yawon and two no baby but difference a woman appendix no eya wo ya continuous
etwaso
ote se bibi eya wo ya te se bibi atwa wo na oho ya wo ya no but kidney stone no de tie ne se e ho na se bibi awo se panie ase bibi awo se panie enti se wo ho na wo hwe na ebia wachi eko sisi echi no e wo ha wote se bibi wo se panie a e wo se wutu na mo na oba na ya se kidneys no e de ma wo e betimi aye kidney stones
yes de o kan create mi sa fa won chema na yes de e ba wa ya se
that is it.
Okay.
That is it. Aside that, yes, our other pathologies, we have polycystic kidney and we have multicystic kidney and our hydronephrosis. Okay. Now, in your maybe a day hydronephrosis ne eban, e be renal calculi na ye ka ho asam CCA. Okay, e bin so prostate hyperplasia. So prostate ne ebe ye kese a emman ebe ye kese a is ka urethra no etum nti urethra no kwan enya kwan mbie biem nti se Johnson twa na yema we se na Johnson esan from back to the kidney ayade a kidney no hu se emwa ni padua no e na wage e na wode ama dustbin se yeden dustbin yema empty it ti se dustbin yema na se enya baby insan kwa e be san hwehwe egufo ba we de esan come back to the kidney which is damaging the kidney and so prostate no so it may cause kidney infection pa because se nipa no ntumi ndwonso a ebese afro back and abema won't mean ndwonso no so pa very painful and a brony can urine retention na you say nsuo no ndwonso no ntumi ma edi ebim aside the prostate na ndwonso sabo no ebo which is kidney stone no in a cause hydronephrosis na ye kan ye nsuo agina kidney ni mu ebi nso ye renal mass ye can mass enya mass as a planet mass and I say mass as an object no mass ye oba hospital ya kase o mass bi dan ye mu a e kese o yade bi edan ye either mass or lesion okay sa mass na ye yade no if it's a fibroid a mass a ma yade ti etumi mass so e wo kidney nim nti say e be form e wo be bia e be ka ureters no a free kidney no eba blood urinary blood and ureters in a free urinary blood and apia bunting through the penis or the vagina no urethra into the free kidney no eba urinary blood and no so mass no e ko form ho na se kesia Johnson into me for home.
Problem no a free kidney no
good.
Eba Johnson twa no mo. Johnson oba ko join money pia bonte.
Nti say yade be form wo sa drobe ni mu a ebe ka drobe na si. Se bana sa no nsuo no ntumi ma. Se bana sa obenya hydronephrosis. Hydronephrosis na ye ka no. Enye nsuo keke na gum Johnson. Se tena kidney no mu cha ebe say kidney no. And kidney no so you have
just about her the can chemicals
that is it
ammonia na dia be
nti ebe say kidney nti no kwan say wo hwema bibi sa ekotena kidney no mu na say kidney no you only have two no so now you have no ni me no ina to me say at the same time nti say ba ko say a wunnim chenasem ebi aba chena so ba ko so betimi asay it said your nya ectopic one of your tube is damaged you have one possibility of getting another ectopic is very high. You need padi yare kaya ubetimi ayare. Inti no se who symptoms be as a yana me ya you have to assess the kidneys. Now why say kidney no is it okay and answer it is not okay. Ene ye ba multicystic kidney ba ko ya nkwala de ena ba ko ye mpinifo de polycystic kidney we have yesunya de wa hapam ye hu polycystic ovaries.
Yeah.
So polycystic ovaries ni say follicles na ye kusua adoso a chain dodo e was a wo baby e was a ewo. So we so ye nsuo a abobo nkuruwa te say empompo ewo kidney nim. Inti no so sa no the only thing na ebetimi de hu say we ye polycystic kidney and we ye multicystic kidney any say obeba na ye twa ultrasound the fie for kind scan na ye twa scan na ye hunu say we ye multicystic kidney and say we ye polycystic kidney ye ka scan the omuni man say apinfo ko twa scan but scan is many CT scan MRI scan X-ray scan so we mu nyina scan but Ghana hana de dodo na nim scan we ultrasound no into no to who was symptoms bisa but any kwan say on say health style any kwan say wo twen ma wo yare ansa na wo tu ana mo say mekọ ma kwa hwe me nipa dua ni say de meti say ye kana ewi ana say ewi wo ho a check yade no ansa na wo bete yade no na ke say yade no na ache ewo ho empompo it begins from the muscles and sana pie was subcutaneous tissue ni muscle ne nam subcutaneous enam enam aye emphasize ni ntwenam nam aye we no subcutaneous ne ye honam no nti but empompo is static free either say enam nim anase honam na se ansa na ye den epie ebe pie no na ke say a form de was a form dada
wow Mr. Abeka Adam Jonah, your medical sonographer, and come on, I depa. We bet me a part 3 cry. Become running yason, you bet me a part 3. Part 3. Now, because I'm person with say, was it tubes no? I didn't calculate no. Echo, Juna, if Timmy be shit tube no, I join a Junso channel.
Yeah.
And I know na a das one, a Timmy a join no. Nebe shemua, San won't be Junsana, and I'll Junso no. Urine output no ebeko form.
Okay, medasi. It depends on the size of the calculi.
Oh, okay. Ebi a block okra.
Ebetimi a block okra. No. Entumi mfam akochim.
Yeah.
Inti insio kra entumi mfa ho na yeyi. Nte bana sana Johnson I was a free kidney no maba Johnson twa no mu e stagnant e kidney okay into woko hospital ye hunu bibi sa na ye wo nduro bi o injection bi ni nduro bi o ye de be ma e betimi a dilate
ahoma no
tube no
okay
na sa ade na akọ block ho no but some of the doctors me mom dey are so experienced with the help of ultrasound mutimi crashes our stone
wow to hunu de asia
yes
wow.
ye crash na ye nketenkete se de be ye betimi afam epie
ye de nkomo ni besi na ya to aso minim se obeto ye be ye part 3 o
mate se ye liver no kwa
ye kan liver no wasam Zabaka for contact to ya.
Mate, so be person or free for health education and answer ebia or banner any pedro mo betimi afrey 0246
0246
141 957 0246 141 957 media name Mr. Becca
Adam Jonah
Hebrew ni papa
ye na mugoma no so ye Hebrew for ye Jew for shalom aleikum
alaikum shalom
ye that's so ba ye bisu medi edi PSC ladi nyame abedu kwansusu ano pebi eto ofra ebeboa pa cancer diabetes eboni pedua ne chemicals bi anim hunya si hon ma wo ye nkwan ano asabi edi egum 0540 201 962 0540 201 962 0200849504 dia bam kwan ne aduane bia oba Oyerepa FM a o se herbal shop no a e wo Oyerepa FM no nyame abedu kwan situa na ayayam no obenya bi atol ye change over no ma move over na Kwesi Parker Wilson wa take over with the cross over encantadios adios ye besensia
Diamond Diagnostical Center, Dr. Marina, Yashunina, and Diamond. They are rated to Oba Diamond, Yasuya, the best amount. They decline a fibroid. There were special medications. I the mount a treat to fibroid now. Ubenya resource. A bebwa, a shrink a fibroid. No, ama, a war pay our warrior. The Nijiaba. You treat kidney disease. Now, Dr. Marina, and then a doctor for. Oma witare ewo yare hwehwemu ene na yaresa ebe mo nwura ya so ahwe adi atumu a emfonsu so boni bia mbro ne betu yare na se a ebe kokra ensan mebi afenso omo Parkinson disease wonam na won se wo so odi anante a wunya solutions a to anamo ne bra diamond be hu diamond diagnostical center ya so ye ewo Accra East Legon afenso be hu ye okuma se ye TUC junction e ben samtase roundabout Okotamale yo Kamina Barat afenso tapra de yo anaji diamond your last stop in medical service
Mini for JB Bako Enterprise ni
se open quality wallpapers ye kan for JB Bako Enterprise na ma ye 3D wallpapers suede wallpapers wallpaper glue prestige painting wall and CD panels or borderline stickers butterfly stickers. Now the other become Ukraine, bed sheet and comforters. Was out with JB Alata soup and a JB bar soup. So open near my papa, Nebwas out for my furniture JB Enterprise.
I'm a JB Multimedia, and MIA posters, banners, billboards, I can see invitation card. Open maybe a fat printing one, JB Multimedia, the printed t-shirts, invoice, I didn't printing piano, brand show, I am now. Into event be a wee piano. JB Multimedia, the Bishop, say ye wedding, say program be a wee bia.
Your boss FM abrosign him, your sorrow and I sound form. Your son's so official Bako and Sons and Chenho I bang as the house.
JB Bako Enterprise, get the best actor.
Yo, I'm Makwaba at the Bomo skincare and cosmetics. Oh, my dear, take a honampa. Pronounce Adi, body so cool, body detox, dear. Nyajimudie number 1 is the Awobiano, our Shemino. As a woman, so be how pimples say how stretch marks. I jump when I'm a boss or bam our skin na basa dear for ni chema mamo ha say yen show ma o kala no ento so ma no me mama mo dia me agigi kese no ene e kinta ne e edge no ene na actors ne actresses no ma e mo kala no so no me kama ene etu aduro no ni nyina abeja e ma otu no jeje baby kama shape bi a wo pa bia na afi wo fu na edi wanim no ya chef o ma wo so mu na ye kama se fe so nufo no atiegu we mu na jejira ho afemi up kama edi ama mama mo ye wo on the Malam Kasua highway no so SCC junction before the West Hills Mall udru ho a wo de frey ye bejo so mama mo ana ye kaskem papa body papa dia ne agimu de number 1
mitini mo honam na ya me ya me hwi na asie yi awokura sanso de me
we de kafra na so ya de me manu edu we hia procode
enane nansa ena me call drugstore ekoto procode na so still na mitri da so pai me procode nkra eni
mama hwe baby eye fake person yan ko drugstore ho me pa cho ye to procode baby enye we
oji na we so ye adwuma pepepe se procode na ne boom so edefom
na mentia say manfo ba say won pe prokoda muyi fake e de ma wo mo ente sanso a muyi fufuro kire wo mo say eye adwuma de sese ne prokoda ye adwuma na nso da bi edu etumi bo ama ho to won tam de eno ani prokoda kojakefo na ye senye kojak prokoda enya de ye beje
enti we no original procode no ya twere kojak go so ena na hyanso de so boso kojak no
say ye tipaye pepu unuma sisi anase ohone dodo wa edu ebetimi abo ama ho ato wontam de eno ani prokoda kojakefo na ye
procode KOJACH procode
Sankratwe FD agiatu mu say eye
Oyerepa TV Oyerepa TV a station that makes me feel so happy.
Kahwasa media sidebe ma PCA and you care for Ghana to say no and a health and lifestyle segment on the show. Now and the page is all call a Facebook I'll be on Oyerepa live on Facebook. Oyerepa live on Facebook. Like your page, na fa comment go but kind in a amount and that'll pay me ding Eddie Kwesi Parker. Well, so now this morning there is media warfare in Tokapa the media space between the office of the special prosecutor and Iyoko, that is economic and organized crime office for no Yoko mame tiwa adanka wono ene dano na ningina ye mame sisida pa $1 million issue ya abei na eno OSP air card foforo Yoko air card some foforo anopay we asking a very simple question. What should your question now? Does it suggest to you say there's some cover up baby on the part of the government because we see a year a penny for now Iyoko and the Attorney General. I'm say the 1 million case in the M say you closing case you closing matter no. You can't prosecute the woman, you can't arrest the woman. But the woman is already in court. Since the PA is in court that only made from work court that case is moving on. Come on. And my miss the PA kuno court testify and the but the issue of a Kwanya Sasi can be good if ye and a question in passing any politan can issue and then tie any politan bag and a war on the won't team chilimu and on that agent Yoko say baby some na could do there a be a close in answer. I'm not for big tears about pay a back was some now would say His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would see the spokesperson in conforming amount. They are projecting Bawumia as not being corrupt. So Bawumia there, they can't catastrofe the young kahukra. Na Mahama pa no there. They can't yabane catastrofe ubumu pa bruta. Ano pay. You be sure the reality check. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former President John Dramani Mahama. And some of your catchom to say, "Oh, you're corrupt no." Catastrofe there. Hey, oh no, na enam. You no correct. And I say, a Muslim can just me allegations. I don't pay. But if I bet trust that we'll get into the conversation. Instead of kind of we'll call Facebook up or you put live on Facebook, like your page, if I comment in the Google, make kind of near the amount. Sana me be phone lines and then join the conversation 0594192409 0594192409. Pranamana tour time swan now afre na fe watch what do mediation. And pay my guest Bako Atnasidada. I'm hoping to get the NDC rep no na MPP Raphael Osei Owusu Achuma Onrobeja North Constituency Secretary and a member of the NPP communication team. It's Raphael Ewa and Anopay Senior Akwaba. Na bibia aboko de
nyame adom ne kure mu nkakra
bibia de din
nyame adom bibia yoki
yeda ya mias
you won kwan ade you are thankful
you won kwan you are thankful, that's very true. Say any is for no why am take asem bi say nyame ayi na fam de na akama ban no,
and no much depends on you also.
Much depends on me also.
Nyame ye na fam de the rest also depends on you.
How
is that
the way
I will lead your life?
But me check never say me check training. Me sika 3,000 busome.
Yeah.
Because you man no pebia. Me try dey kama.
Yeah.
Aban tuameka. But enam inflation. Any normal boy ye den. Any fuel price akosoro. Any car boy akosoro. Any normal akosoro ntino. Me 3,000 and so me how's that my fault? Okay. I don't know how is that my fault to know.
Paka me nchia. Me na me mama constituency for. Me chom baby omo.
Right.
And MP. No abo Benito Usubio.
Okay.
No baby obia. Paka the truth is that ababia ni ho a de o hwehwe ne se ne manfo ebebre.
Okay.
Ababia ni ho.
Okay.
And I will not take it from Nana Akufo-Addo is that constantly when he gets the opportunity, he admits the first any memory. Once that admission is there, it's incumbent on everybody to manage him or herself.
To manage him or herself.
Within the situation that we find ourselves. Within the situation that we find ourselves.
Okay.
Why? Because you see, a dude there, Aban went to the extent of doing pay cuts for no year.
Yeah.
I don't think say a mumu be ade. But that's the situation that we find ourselves.
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, and yet tangible. I don't know. You can't really quantify it and say, yeah, pay cuts.
Because now, no right to information bill has been passed.
Okay, so I should apply.
If you want to know, it's just simple for you to know. All what we are urging.
But I'll put in a request. I will put in a request. So all
what we are urging Ghanaians, say, yeah, it's true. And but and near being so dirty, I say in going forward, no, and near my beba form. And as Ghanaians, no,
the management in the management I can say, is how you manage yourselves. How do you manage ourselves in this case? I'm here as a teacher, as an example. How do you manage ourselves?
So you get the situation now. You find yourself as a teacher, and the realities are that. And then
full price cost so
that's the reality.
Yes,
and the reality is also that yento salary
right.
Maybe inflation cost fine. Yeah, bar 2024 we had the opportunity to say increase your salary.
Right, I think 23%.
We are managing ourselves within because there's assurance in June. Yes, I'll be increasing.
Become much. This is so
between now and June, all we have to do is to manage ourselves within the space that we find ourselves, so that we look forward to better things happening.
Okay.
And better form. The signs are there.
Okay.
And we have to manage ourselves within the situation now as we prepare ourselves. When Dr. Baumia comes and then everybody will enjoy us.
Okay. We have preliminary comments. We ain't care discussion. We are just some preliminary comments. You know, Raphael can say, "You know, in soon job, sort of.
Yeah.
It's you know, see, I know the you manage June, July, no." On the track, if something I've heard, say I buy no, but to a year public service for. And a public servant for Aketium Yamiaduma somewhere June, July. And you say that you manage Oh, yeah, for belt and tighten your belt. No, it's a cash in the bar. But let's hope and pray. Say, yeah, track it to inflation and cost.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, you track it to not inflation cost 0%. A zero.
Yeah, back when I say, let me at work at you, said the year penubia, but said all kind. So inflation, no, yeah, managing
exactly.
It will be nothing.
A zero.
But yeah, so as Ghanaians, no, we have a role to play in here.
Okay.
Maybe I also shetty African made print is good. African made there is equally good.
Of course.
If we can also as a country, now yeah, queer name no. We now rethink. Now yeah, quite near first year near my bino. If they say a bit mass samukakra.
Okay.
Now we'll be interested more in things that are made here.
Okay. So it's made in Ghana goods product in Ghana.
Consciously, yeah, shada and decided to make things happen. That be I made Nigeria for a test case.
Okay.
When Nigeria say now he want to produce 90% of the rice at Obedi. Rice, no grains, no.
Yeah.
I think about 2 years ago, we be by Ghana. I can say, but consciously, they made the effort, and they are surviving.
They're surviving.
And so as a people, no, if you beat me, I say, okay, I say maybe a Friday way. There was something like Friday way. Everybody want to put on an African print because it's Friday.
No, it's still there actually.
So a level of importation. Na dollar na flashutia na it has effect on inflation. So a bit me so that as a country we can enjoy ourselves.
It's in Rafael can say yes, economy more than the and so who manage you bit me survive. It's an opposite. Yeah, it was who manage your bit me survive. That's what you are saying. You know, you manage to survive. Who manage you more survive. And one was he manage to survive. Who manage you over survive. It's you know if anyone we should manage to survive. But who manage you over survive. What's the difference between the two?
Cannot say they can.
Who manage you over survive.
Yeah, jitu say.
Right.
So within the time that we find ourselves, let's manage ourselves.
Exactly. It's who manage our best. Everyone will be kind.
Will be okay.
Everyone will be kind. That's Raphael for you. Raphael will say also. I feel like we share in common as say na councillor back lawyer Oyerepa and Sudia Bo or your NDC communication team member and also a lawyer. I'm happy. So Oye lawyer. And I mean we say. Rafa Minister Constitution will be almost there. He was reading something on his phone. It's, you know, we'll be having a very interesting conversation this morning. So then we'll start with the OSP conversation, then move on to whether it is mere allegations. Say Jomama is corrupt and Abame is corrupt, and now in reality check, you know, indeed they are real corrupt people. We'll look at that and not pay. Then OSP any Iyoko Ntokano. DNAC a simple matter. You know, kaya. Madam Sisadapa issue in the buy, you know. OSP, no, or yen shemu. You should na or no. Why or the findings via Babonting. Iyoko say, sa findings na OSP the buy, no. A yen tibi. More. Just say, and kui, almost even find your shade. But OSP on the other hand is saying that, no. A amount, no. A solid power, also to the year, Juma. See, Rebecca, I mean, people are speculating, say, it could be a cover-up of near Kwesi. Sana Huno, and I say now Huno. Councillor, let me introduce Councillor. Councillor, come on, pay. Now, what you'll be able to do. Nice one, nice one. Coincidence will be added the dean. Kaka, Koye Kama.
So then they struggle.
No, there has not been.
Why not familiar? So what?
What were you expecting from? What were you expecting from him?
Nice one. So we are kicking start our conversation this morning. Now, But let me start with council. Me who say DC. In fact, even my flag bearer has waded into it. Okay, so council Mike, issue kakra ba ho we are trying to rectify about kasa ebekoyi. Now, John Domani Mahama has waded into this conversation. Attorney General say there is no evidence. I just say, Mamisi Sadapa, Aye Bonibia, Yoko, as a statement that I read, but I'm first statement into my why. And I can read the statement verbatim. And there's a part of the statement. In fact, point 4 of Yoko's statement is very interesting. This is a statement from Yoko. That is an Economic and Organized Crime Office for statement. Now, the emphasis, but the emphasis, the emphasis on number 4, point number 4, that's where the emphasis lies for me. Or say, Yoko deems it pertinent to indicate that it is aware of the press release issued by the OSP, dated the same day that the OSP referred the investigations to Yoko, that is 25th January 2024, in which the OSP stated that, now this is a quote, according to Yoko, same way now OSP can muntie or say, after nearly 7 months of extensive investigations by the OSP and a parallel inquiry by the next one, so the next page, next page, there's another page, this page and the next page. I mean, one before the next page, approved by the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI of the United States. Now, Yoko a bold in the one, why in the black or say, according to Yoko, no, OSP neka same way, Yoko neka, OSP neka same or say, no direct and immediate evidence of corruption has been found in the seized funds and frozen bank accounts linked to Madame Cecilia Dapa and her associates. Point 5 goes on to say, Yoko further noted that the OSP had in its letter referring to the docket to Yoko, stated that in October 2023, the investigation became transboundary with the involvement of the FBI in respect of part of the cash sums that were alleged to have been transported into the jurisdiction from the United States. After 7 months of extensive investigation and 4 months of collaborative investigation, it seems to the OSP that the case is largely in the province of suspected money laundering and structuring. It's a asema Yoko say OSP beka no sa no moka. In the council, this is the statement signed by the executive director Edema Yoko. Madam Tiwa Adodankwa. I will see OSP say, well, who be beer of corruption? Or see immediate evidence, we are lawyer, of corruption against the woman. In this, Yoko say, me pursue case in the Bima. What am I saying? NDC. I don't know my cousin, I don't know what I'm saying.
Sometimes it is sad.
Me too.
Say state institutions ebe gange up. Say they work together. Now proye ne keta se sha ekoso no. Omo defend the normal frustrating. So we heard the conduct of special prosecutor here or here. Me as a criminal law lecturer, me clearly say, I orchestrated for Cecilia Dapa, so the first Canadian.
How is it orchestrated,
Because
there's no immediate evidence against the one of corruption.
Or any behavior now. Sebi law. And P2 exercise. Now why now waiting. Now Aquaba. Now was a correction. Even P2 crowd exercise now thing. Ye markia and then on go say seen. And attracted new max. Okay? So special prosecutor here. Maybe another day will come. Now ya review Nejumana Kasani the way I will see her performance. Right. You will talk more about that. But specifically on Cecilia Dapa. You seized somebody's funds. Emrana udi CZ fans no. The number of days I was on the call for confirmation. Then you sat down well over 1 month after our normal time on crowd. Then you now go to the High Court for confirmation. When you have violated your own laws,
and they remove on that.
No, you move on. A na case in say. A na Cecilia Adapa case in say.
I see.
So by that conduct, now you step out, seize the money again, and now wait within that time frame, then you come back to the same High Court to say for another confirmation. The High Court and they say, Masa, we are exercise na ye na waiting na wa bane ya correct na wa correction about. Near ye ma first wine a substantive ruling. This a one gene to ma. You go for appeal. But what in a mention? Which over the behavior of the special prosecutor now by that conduct. No one saying in law, you administrative law. Now who study administrative law? Obeka say the procedure is as important as the substantive law.
Yeah.
It is a uti procedure now. Ye mafomu kura mehwe me why wase o say right and I say right. But what in so by that conduct alone is a nice and clever way of letting Cecilia Adapa get back her money. It's
for you a OSP AG any yokunyana cabo.
That is first one a special prosecutor and
make it that's OSP.
Now let me move on to Yoko. So ure even letter na omode koma na. Refer the letter and tell Yoko say do your investigation. But even before Yoko no be any investigation, what should say there is one corruption.
But these are facts. If so, we're corruption.
No.
The law is about facts.
We'll refer Adieno for further investigation. And ebia ye investigation baby we suspect to say a border on money laundering. Don't forget to say so ended there. Don't forget to say money laundering is not a standalone offense. There must be a primary offense,
a predicate offense
for which Nipano anya some proceeds are all seeking to legitimize that proceeds. So what I say? And when he made that statement, not just a wama Yoko no grounds to kind of reject invitation to even investigate.
I see.
And Yoko no the sad thing so they say Nipa ne say do investigate on cancer my investigation ewie and ma conclude na ma ye bibia ewie na ma hu say ma hu hwe o. The new area na opese omo investigating no the Yoko has the mandate to investigate that matter. So why will the Yoko not conduct its independent research and answer investigation? No, so Emma to the conclusion say me ye hwehwemu no because who say bibia ni. And even when you look at some money laundering act no krampona ye the bibia mpoto nchen after 1 year investigation e wie no kra na wo you think say wan hu hwe no or say nipa no ba na wan to me and account for say sika na ekura na the fact is say wan to me kura account for kwan of so a onya say sika no kura mponti no the state has to take that money.
Yeah. I will anti-money laundering act.
So what in I mention I say because there are occasions where state in a evidence on money laundering you may not get. That is why the lawmaker put you in say even where you are not getting na say nipa no invite na ba to account coin loan bank na the generate say sika we business bank na wo ye inheritance bank na wo ye now I investigating on those things now we say there is no grounds I was ordinya say sika na the fact is when to me account for say sika no kra mpontino the state should take over.
Why do you blame OSP? Because OSP akasa some way
I didn't think that
you catch a Oyeko say it borders on money laundering and that Madam Zedapa couldn't explain the source of the wealth, no.
OSP no crowd there. Me medical account.
Baby, are all messy up. It was messy up. Moving on from the
baby, are all messy up.
A new chapter.
Yes. So the new chapter. And now you could also capitalize on statements now. OSP na making no. And they run away from responsibility. Don't forget, it says our statement of OSP and your court ruling. And then a court of appeal decision and as a Supreme Court decision where you can say a court ama or dantino, there is nothing I could do. So they could have gone ahead. Even the fact is that when to me accounted for says canon crown puntino. Don't forget say OSP no need the power to handle money laundering. Okay. And that was why he referred to the next years based on what? And age, actual letter comma he said there is no basis for investigation.
No, based on what Iyoko told Attorney General predicated from the OSP catcher Iyoko. It's not the case assembly. Because also there's no evidence against the woman.
Attorney General at that time he was acting as a lawyer for the state.
Right.
Don't forget he's a lawyer for the government and also the lawyer in charge of justice,
of course,
in
justice
general.
for Ghana, you know.
He do this time now. A honey name was a woody couple. Now making sure say the right thing is done. So what I say, don't dwell on sa statement now. I had to say, me fan say Wako police station, na station officer aye investigation, na investigator aye investigation. Or crime officer crime officer no based on way na why he could give further directives. And as a call Attorney General based on what has come, the Attorney General could give further directives. Say, Munshe ahanso, na munshe ahanso. Then who they are there by now? Just as I said in my intro, say state institution ganging up to protect a corrupt deal. No, I want to watch your letter based on an error of one institution, and as a clever foundation will be a lane to based on that to say investigation. It's very, very sad. And you see, me when we are talking about some of these things, it shouldn't be about NDC. It shouldn't be about MPP. Me last week over the weekend, I was saying in my class, send me under NDC, NDC, and I even now Kofa to say conduct like a Bugapele incident and such others that happened under John Dramani Mahama. Now the Betanasa I should come and defend that. I won't come.
Okay.
I won't come and answer near Mekano. One way crana will say oh they may buy.
If you are suspecting the clickers of Karab,
politicians get to know that we the people who come on air to defend or talk about comment on some of these things. We are not ready to defend some of these things. They will sit up.
Okay. And do they will suspect a clickers of Karab?
Exactly.
Okay. But remember, Raphael, so I'm going through the document, OSP, or no Ankasa, or your investigation at the day. Now, we mean to publish it because that is, that's the information. To me publish it will be on. But I'll read from you for verbatim. I say, there are no financial records and traces of the origins of the money reportedly stolen from the residence of the respondent. Respondent here referring to Madam Siladapa. And the money discovered by the OSP at the said residence. Now, I say, further, there is no evidence of the amount of money having been derived from any legitimate businesses, profession, or vocation. And no evidence of said amounts have been lawfully declared and subjected to any statutory payment. Michirema OSP can say, "Sikani ina umuhuo, Madam Sisadapa hono. Sikano. Madam Sisadapa intimi anchire baby sikani free buy. So you know you say him fan ko wintimi anchire mu. That is the point one. Now point two, if you juxtapose that with the Anti-Money Laundering Act now, and I have the act here, 2020, or say a person shall not engage in money laundering. A person commit an offense of money laundering if the person knows or ought to have known that a property is or forms part of the proceeds of unlawful activity, and the person converts, conceals, disguises, or transfers the property for the purpose of concealing or disguising the illicit origin of the property. It's, the process from illegal business, goes back to OSP statement and they say, Sikana omuhu madam Zelapa in the bank account there is no legitimate business, profession, and avocation. I just say when you say can free more. On this basis, me kotulo nama, my OSP finance nama. On this basis, how then should Iyoko say only any further investigation be? Because this is a move from the realm of corruption to money laundering, but money laundering is also part of corruption. It's a move from that corruption to money laundering arena. I didn't see that Iyoko say more investigating, more cover up than one to that part. True, right?
No,
meet you.
These are institutions of a state that they are established to fight against wrongdoing in the system. Even though I'm not really to what
me publish with the TV so but
as taking Packers who he is
me
baby free you just read it to me so
when baby free
as I believe that is authentic
we have for confidentiality I don't want to break the confidentiality
but once
where information from OSP just say meba once me kwasoro one symbol OSP symbol down a lawyer mo ina mo a timna mo hwe bi ma me it me person me call the last page the first page the first page so this is lawyer the only what this is lawyer but then what catch no be proper court document
yes
and OSP edia one me saka so the special prosecutor Sister Dapa and Daniel Osei being the husband of Sister Dapa. But what was
there's an application to court.
It's Mama approved.
Application to court.
These were the findings. It's in the findings of an investigation on the fee. It's Oba. I don't want to publish on TV because I don't want to breach confidentiality.
No.
Motion for convention of order. There's
no confidentiality about this. Application original so someone your friend say Cecilia and based on no it has not been proven by court
said they
based on no findings I feel no they court I'm a court I call prove either true or otherwise so I cannot vouch on this
you say always you know why a whole special prosecutor I investigation now. You are questioning the investigation of the special prosecutor.
OSP no your name say obetimi at all times. Yet all times obey adwuma papa nti. Ti na hwe act na establish na e give you room for so anye na adwuma ya e kwa betimi dia fa so.
With you.
E bi ne say OCZ scanner within 1 week 7 days no you did not work up to.
Yeah, lawyer can't pass it.
Court quashed it.
Yeah.
It's the first say why your investigation is not sacrosanct. It can be totally true.
Okay.
Until court, ebejina so aka say it's true based on evidence our produce. Now, adeba kwem de or say based on what you just read.
Of course.
Cecilia Dapa answer source. But OSP so attribute based on what they call application. When it me attribute say the act can be attributed to any corrupt act or any procurement breaches.
Yes, and nothing or say investigate because we are suspecting say a money laundering.
This was not calling for an investigation.
No, but when I made it to a winner so Yoko for say a money laundering. It's they have given it to you as money laundering. Do the investigation from there.
Equally so as Minia Ekayen.
With you.
we will not sit here in Ghana for, so we will not sit here to condone or be wrongs are why. But a do time here, let's take away morals and emotions from what the law is. Yet here, you know, the can you know be maybe judgmental based on our morals and emotions. But I mean, they say lawyer high casano or can proceed in substantive matter.
Yeah.
So OSP has been mandated apart from so OSP dream say a deliberate plot act and a Yoko MPC obe carry on further investigations. Who say Yoko only prosecution powers. He only advice.
Exactly.
But OSP or prosecution powers. So far act not that established OSP. Section 3 1 A B C and other related offenses. So if you think say Yoko is not ready to prosecute her, you have a prosecution powers.
There be money laundering is not under the remit of the OSP. And the OSP, the one team, OSP is looking at corruption and corruption related offenses. Money laundering and candidates na said here. Yoko said this obey money laundering.
Yeah.
What I say? It's the OSP when to me I'm prosecuting on money laundering because he doesn't have the powers to prosecute based on money laundering. He don't come out Yoko.
No. He has powers to prosecute based on the findings. Also, when you
the findings in the say your money laundering findings and your corruption related. Into money laundering, only they don't have the jurisdiction. Only to me, you know. So I didn't call because of money laundering.
I want you to read OSP Act Nehwe functions. OSP. Nehwe Section 3.
Okay.
AB1 ABC.
Let me look for the act right.
He has been empowered to when it become necessary. Other related offenses. It is our own say Yoko is not ready to do it. Take it up.
On Franco court.
Take it up and send it to court. That's it. Now, as to covering it for anybody there, as lawyer can know, a crime there, so if you believe he said Yoko is not doing the right thing now, we can enforce you.
But do you believe Yoko is doing the right thing?
Yeah.
What do you believe?
Yoko say, provide me further particulars that will aid my investigations. And since our trial letter man say man further particulars are be aiding investigations. What Yoko does is we investigate no send it to Attorney General for advice.
We will investigate you.
And I say what carry on the investigation all this while. And what about to the conviction say corrupt act bia enkoso. On breaching any procurement procedure bia. Okay, the a chair fed say then we should continue to investigate him. No, and more times you collaborate as state institutions. It will say about corruption there was no evidence. About procurement breaches there was no evidence. But to you, no, still you suspect. But why you BB? So give it to me and let me hold on to it. Let me carry on my investigations.
But according to OSP,
you are equally a state-owned institution.
But according to OSP, Omama Iyoko, what they call platform information. Omama the traces of Sikanifi America, back Accra, back Kumasi now. Also, according to OSP, and this is what me say, according to OSP, or the same information in their mom, Madam Tisidapa, Madam Tiwa Iyoko. It didn't be on Moshe. That is what OSP is saying.
Okay.
So they have given the Iyoko a very important information to proceed with my investigation.
That's what OSP is saying.
That's what OSP is saying.
But according to Iyoko, any more the man is not enough to carry on.
I see.
And if I don't know if I could.
That's Iyoko.
Okay.
I don't know if I could give my brother some information.
State institutions.
Let him respond.
State institutions are more collaborate. What prevent OSP?
But what prevent Iyoko?
The needed.
What prevent Iyoko from saying, okay, what do we have, me ankasa as an independent body, may fight money laundering. Me ankasa, I will take charge. Never go investigation.
And
then the CEO ko.
And near man now with the man you ko. Facts now one. And no one now investigate here. What the investigations? As on rating, man.
On corruption charges.
So you have further particulars, and you give it to
it doesn't only rely on for information. Sometimes they take personal initiative. In John Makers, okay, what do we have about the tour? Why can't they do that? Hold on. Now,
just a quick one. Just even the statement say, Mami Cecilia Dapa could not provide any legitimate source of baby onya and that one alone.
Where from that statement?
OSP. Unexplained wealth.
Based on that,
unexplained wealth. No, the letter now. Reference letter now or the comma. Letter now or the comma where yoko no.
Right.
One indicate say mami na ntimi anchire ne source of wealth.
Read the letter if you have it. No.
But my this a final question to you. Then we wrap up here.
Your application. When you are a lawyer. Oh, your application. When you think a bit more ama yaneli or corporate.
So this one he is not making conclusion.
No, what they call this application.
No. Not on this application.
So the application based on this application, court now is on rating. And for that matter, you have been asked
the court did not exonerate him on the substantive matter.
And so
it's, you know,
the court exonerated him because
issue. And yes, Caesar not send me after Caesar no. OSP went court again.
No, say after that, you know, one said this is on issue of double jeopardy. My brother. Whereas the first instance, who mess it up, no. You cannot turn around and come back on the same issue again to the same high court. But so even in future,
your issue is based on procedure, you can go back.
So even on that, even on that, I'm even seeing difficulty in the future. What the Yoko could have even done. But what I say, because the on the double jeopardy. Even when you mess up in the first instance and the person is acquitted on that ground and you even come out with something which you didn't even raise in the first instance, which could have been raised, that person is also, you can also not bring that those new facts.
It's, you know,
anything that may make catcher will say. So anything that may catcher will say. A institution.
Now, finally, I'm saying, you see,
as gang up say, you be protected my music.
Because you see, we would see on my letter of Chocoma, Cecilia Dapana. Or catch and say, at the end of the day, no, I know your integrity, no, will be established when you're BBR. And the speculation and the concern is that sa letter no mampeni issue no ni na ho bi na yoko empese ono do ono an investigation na attorney so also suggesting a case no a case that because say obi wo sika no wonti ontimi ntire mu bebi onye sika no free that should be a matter of worry. Don't you think so?
OSP na ka say
mama no ontire mu
that me no yenye pili
mama no watch them but watch them bonye sika
no me no ti hey yenye pili
me ko bantema me ko ni be ma na waka bebi no ni fio no ye adwuma no omo ho ina say sa $800,000 dollars na Cecilia say if in the brand no
yes
the brother cannot have that money
yes and
these are people who live with him no these are people who live with him on the transfer in Sanya
pack na make sure say one way I will be dwelling on morals and no, that's not the law.
Okay.
And
it's a case
in humor bro any situations around.
Okay.
Ebe so ajaji.
Okay. So case die.
So case into me who's out.
So
revive at any time.
But also I mean, mine they can't prosecute anything, you know.
Now, you can take it from yanka money laundering once. We talked about corruption.
But say money laundering.
The suspect. And another person can go by money laundering.
as far as the same person, as far as the same person is concerned, and the same issue is concerned.
Not the same institution.
No.
It doesn't matter. No. The CID can investigate.
No. I don't just say no. To say, your friend is saying, anti-CC matter. That special prosecutor has prosecuted. Now, I'm near successful. No, chama. Now, CID are picking the same money matter. You can't send it to any Ghana court.
I see.
OSP.
You can't send it to any Ghana court.
Yeah. Any other institution can also pick money laundering. No, swap Is it
about the same money? Is it about the same money? Is it about the same money?
You can't do that. Laundering matter.
You can't do that.
Two cases.
You can't. The constitution says you cannot do that.
How?
You can no. That amounts to double jeopardy.
Because you see, when we are
talking about
hold on. There are two cases here. I will say show me. It was just for case bako corruption. OSP say according to the investigation here in England, men who be except corruption. But and this is the other leg of the information. But a normal who yen Akua Asieduaa say a money laundry because it cannot ever honor. My meaning to me chile baby when you can free. And we are saying that you could say or no own investigating because we say corruption or no own investigating money laundry because they're the same thing. But what we are saying here is that is it possible, say, maybe a CID, the fact money laundering and now prosecute on money laundering based on information look at Rekumbrobe, Kwajom Pianim, and as the state versus Rekumbrobe and Kwajom Pianim. When the case came to the High Court, the preliminary objection was that Sir issue on Ghana at 15, they were brought at Commission of Inquiry. Yeah.
And the Commission of Inquiry have the same status
as the High Court.
As the High Court.
Yes.
So then, do you know the defense of the AG? The response of the AG was that on the new facts and Eba.
Okay.
Then the court held that by operation of Article 19, no. When the person sa new fact now what they ban, if it is something that could have been raised at the first forum, you cannot bring it.
I see.
And for that matter, the case was dismissed up to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
You are not talking about.
But what in the mission?
I see.
That is how serious. Let me tell you how serious. Let me tell you how. No. Let me tell you how serious it is. Let me tell you how serious. Just this point.
Just 1 minute.
For instance, if I come to your house and I say somebody comes to your house and steals this pen and this phone, then you prosecute the person on the phone and leave the pen, then the person is acquitted or discharged or convicted based on the phone.
Tomorrow I can take him on based on the pen.
You can't.
Okay.
Is it any matter that could have been raised? Is it any the seriousness of it is that any matter that could have been raised?
Lawyer back home and a law student back home. In Yanko Law School, the matters of the law, no, you need some understanding, Kakra. As to whether you be and my lawyers, no, me now for your lawyers, no. I'm sure me no pay me pacho. Ubiti abo me to settle this matter. Me ne beje ho pa. Na nka be hu what I say. The issue of corruption, is no akwakugu. But can the Iyoko and our police can they take up the money laundering matter? According to Raphael, no, you could be Timia, but the question again, I didn't you could on person be because almost a cover up, almost more bomb and buying. That council say money laundering ain't me found court to be because you I don't know where I stand. But we are lawyer and the
you don't need the OSP. You yourself can petition.
I go to court. Petition. I didn't have one petition.
Oh,
I don't know what petition
if I have what it takes to.
I have what it takes.
Oh, yeah. I have what it takes to petition. I'll petition. Okay, I got an Ibia can petition. Then I bear Yoko.
Right.
protecting it.
Mate.
Nobody is protecting it.
Medasi.
Lawyer sure as a lawyer and can no petition Yoko. No master case no for.
I see. Or someone yes. So it's a man should be on pay. I'll be happy to hear from you. OSP4 say Omama Yoko very solid information from the Yejuman. Yoko say there be information is but then again the question is Yoko be to me independently on your investigation, but I'm say because why are they? But they can still go ahead and do it. But I'm say to be original no stress be there no corner a cover up and say any cover up as some protecting my missus said that and now some protecting no. That is the question for you this one. Now join the conversation. Now let's move on to the second conversation quickly. Elections but now one of the things I now to once again we are corrupt. And we're looking at John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. In fact, Bawumia called for clearly I made the point that see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ain't yet corrupt. So nobody can say Bawumia is corrupt. However, John Mahama is corrupt. On the other hand, we say this from you, oh, John Mahama is not corrupt. Bawumia is corrupt. Let me start with counsel. Counsel, why do you think, sir, Bawumia no song but John Mahama they were corrupt? I didn't hear MPP.
You see, well,
no, me Rafael, sorry. Oh, okay. Tell me also first one. Me Rafael, so Rafael. Why do you think so? Say, MPP say, oh, Bawumia no song you're corrupt. Bawumia is solid guy, no corruption. But John Mahama, hey, corruption group. Why?
Yes.
What are your evidence? What are your facts? The reality check.
Yes, as a multi-metra. Who be a dear dancing.
Okay.
So there have been enough of evidence to suggest that John is corruptible.
Okay. It's you.
Let's young chronicle kakra. Let's start to Ford Expedition Further. Saga. When you say your laws are preventing the taking of gifts as public servant.
Yeah.
To a magnitude. If leader now or lead country with me Ford as a gifter, he shows that he's correct.
That's a gifter. How do you understand gift? That's the question I will ask you first.
The law will define what constitutes gifts.
But one guess I won't tear of gift here then. With you.
Gift is actually but if the actually aims at influencing a future decision. And what do we know about the Omar gift? No? He has been awarded, he has been given a contract. And he was looking further. So Benya contract wrote a voter. And I'll bet chair president for the expedition. I was expecting the president to have said, no, by your regulations, public officers are not supposed to take gift. But he took it under the disguise of being a gift. Nobody can tell if it was a gift or not.
Okay, you see, and also the stick.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because gifts, it doesn't
matter. It doesn't matter.
I use that as personal gifts.
He is telling us.
Or minor.
He is telling us. Bawumia will tell you and I were not there. What the man know to show as an example to everyone. No, you don't even accept it.
But it
has the probability of influencing, and nobody. You can't tell me afterthoughts or some of them are on minor.
Oh, they know that there are facts to show. And say afterthought. They be checking and say can the fleet of vehicles. Oh, yes.
After you read the cocker fleet, no one is there.
And it's actually no.
After Amanasi, the issue by any who say any can't cry the fleet of government vehicle. A buy no declare. You declare it if you buy now per se you say it was aimed at something now. You declare it.
Okay.
It ends there.
With you.
Then again, it was under this president. And now, me kotu matina midwa. Or say government official one. You can't want some more Airbus scandal. John Mahama.
But money ding. He suggested, say John Mahama.
So,
but money ding. No, for the records. One bought John Mahama ding. But he suggested, say, when you put one or two things together, you will conclude at John Mahama, one bought John Mahama ding. It can eat.
The OSP then, based on investigations were here. Say, yenya oman panyini abede chie obeye oman panyini bia. Wane ni nuanom ene ne namfofo. Ni nuanom ne namfofo serve as intermediaries. Emo mu bu Ghana aban. So this is an evidence to show. Yera John Mahama. The president, a man say, Hong Kong military French hangers.
Yeah.
Embra mine. Now was setting up committee to investigate him because he suspected say, John, I fishy do.
Like committee ben.
It is the evidence is there.
So committee ben almost.
I'll search for it and give it to you.
Okay.
Say your president also pretending here. Emma the minister. Bas Brandon. What did you petty etetare bas to the tune of 3.6 million or so? We are talking about 101 buses. So quantifier bas biano you discuss 350 billion or so million. And a tare bas biano. Your president or supervisor here under Hope City. Roland Agambiri. Say obesi bebia Africa a bit more for nipa 300 million. Now initially the state went in as state discussion under the presidency. As you speak, I don't know. So wait made the marco. I think it was around Kaswa area Honmo.
What's that saying?
300 million.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the Hope City was that.
Okay, then search for it.
It was about 10 million or so.
The producers are here.
But you check though, we'll check. It's about 10 million or so.
So say me fa.
6.
Me fa and Mary. And Norwegian investigators. E catch say. Based on investigations, no. Power bag ya ene yedi aba Kumasi. Then cost ye 220 million. Under the reigns of former President John Mahama. But the Ghana for 600 million. Enti asam no mitwa ho. Onya the opportunity to tell area scene na so no corrupt and as when you corrupt. O ka kire Ghana for say onim ye busan as we nipa ya na say nti asam no mitwa ho bi. Na me de aya dance.
Okay. It's what Mary. What Bas Brandon?
For this page.
What for this? Not me. What Airbus. So how is it, especially with Hope City and the Bas Brandon? How is it linked directly to John Mahama?
If you're a president, you supervise the entire nation. You appoint ministers.
Okay.
Your mandate, no social contract, no is between you and you.
Okay.
In as much as you take the glory, when things go on well, once you supervise everybody, then when failure comes, it's equally attributed.
So, by this definition, is it also fair to say Akua Asieduaa corrupt? By this your definition,
Akua Asieduaa is not going for an election. I thought you were comparing.
No, I'm building a point.
The question that you asked me,
I am building a point. In relation to Dr. Mahmoud and Bamian, but I'm building a point. So, with this your analogy, is it fair to say Akua Asieduaa corrupt?
No.
You just said that we are president. How
linked it is.
Good.
Me Mao Airbus. Me sir. Former president Mahama. Nimia was named.
Good. What can you know? And our last point, maybe it's a simple question. And I did too, me say, we are president. The back stops with you.
You are asking me how does this link with? And I'm telling you. Your social contract no was between me.
And I made an emphatic statement. That's what I wanted to. That's the point. So based on that emphatic statement, I am asking you a direct question. Based on that emphatic statement, now you know, Nanado, which like I say, corrupt.
If you are able
because the corruptions are
if you are able to produce those facts and evidence, as I said, if you're able to produce that
okay. It's if Bamia is given something, so one trust now under it's corruption bar. Which may blame by corrupt. Is that what it is?
If you are able to give facts and
so PDS scandal, for example, the PDS scandal. Baumia per the fact available no. Boye condition preserve condition san normally no. Can you say about me? The guarantee.
I've already told you that social contract is not between you and anybody.
But that's why I made the point to say. So about me, so what you
You're talking about presidency.
Why do you want to take it as a president?
No.
You're talking about persons, individuals that come once a week.
If now,
you're talking about persons.
If now,
John Mahama and Baumia, these are the persons you're talking about.
Listen, John Mahama, I said it because he was a president.
Okay.
So the back stuck on him. If now, say president, I delegate me some in BB.
Not corruption, but
I give, in the name of, I give advice to the president who takes final decision.
Okay.
Jamaica, if the final decision emanates from me.
That's your point.
Yeah.
Okay, Martin. Council, what's ye, Raphael?
Yes.
John Mahama was citing examples that just said John Mahama, that's him. And of course, I'm sure some would agree, some would disagree. Jealous about Mahama corrupt because, I mean, Seneca in the backstop with him as a president. Your Jida, your Hope City, what kind of BTO?
I always stand on this principle. We say, near Ujina and then, or China, unless with a superior new evidence, your principle should be the same.
Right.
Yeah. One my definition. Yet any definition, was
or shifting positions.
Ujina papu, adem pochi. Yem kompo mayo.
What can you say? What can you say? And then you compare Baumia and
whatever I meant to us.
Council with you.
What's I mean? Where Madame Food?
I see. With you, Council with you.
Your constitution, you know, president in their personal capacities,
right?
And the key, most of decisions now normally, day corruption
good.
But who submit what you do?
Okay, so how you act on them?
On corruption.
Okay.
So what I say? And you know, so who analyze Baumia versus John Mahama? So what I say? In that way, no, it is very difficult. But if you can link it to the regime. And you see sad two people.
So I'm talking about persons.
He was the same.
Was talking about presidency. Maybe because of persons. I said presidency.
David. Me person me try me say. Sa niema na oka ye ni nyina. E niema happened within the regime, not John Mahama as a person. Because talk about Jida, talk about Baz Brandon, talk about Ameri, talk about Martin Amidu statement, and all those things. It happened within the regime.
Yeah.
And yet or not as an individual, and a koye. So, and then Martin Amidu, who referred to Martin Amidu came to the point where you have to respond to certain statement, no my during the time I hear veteran at special prosecutor in parliament. And then to the whole Ghanaians, he says our statement no be a can or can be. It was a hearsay. He doesn't have any evidence to that. He was put to straight proof.
You know, the forum is equally as important.
He was
the message
put
that came out.
To straight proof. Talk about this Ford. Masa, say me man bribe wa home. Me man bribe wa. Me in public. So will be a mirror say me come pack a bribe. The Ford expedition was presented to the ambassador of Ghana to
Burkina.
To be given to the vice president then.
Yeah.
All the car the president declared it
No,
it's like was so rejected.
Yeah, chill.
Public
and president person Ojojo no ho a. Anya producer na okoda.
Of course.
It was a gift to the president. Then Kwame Nkrumah as the head of state, and he donated it to the states.
No, it's not true.
But what in the mission? It was a gift.
No, but they can afford it.
Ford, no, I mean, presidents all over.
No, Omutu
Kwanya.
It was true. I'm investigative journalism. It was declared.
It's already part of the fleet.
It didn't come secret.
No. The point Rafael is making here is no. Nike the buyer no. Nike also officially declared.
Who declared?
Say a vice president here Ford gift. Now you dey conquer the fleet no.
In the park I say maybe chawade.
But na we cause after to
say maybe chawade. Now you can say officially or say who declare. Who do you declare to? Your superiors here. Memoir.
Yeah.
Who was John Mohammed superior?
Say the financial Tamils.
And President Mills.
If it was declared that
presidential pool, declare presidential pool.
So that's also why give
Number 2. Say Uber to say Baz Branding. When Baz Branding came, what happened? Exactly. Yemma ye president. No, ye can say.
When the
issue has come up. Because Nipa no all the money na onkobo president amani.
Yeah.
Enkofo and Akufo-Addo o ma di money nyina no. Wan koje Akufo-Addo permission say me ko dis aboni we you. But oye wi a ye hu suban. Abra nipa na ye wi. But what the mention I say? Okay, Ameri asem. Ameri say ye nyina ye ti kromu hai. Say wo koton wo taxi, na wo kura cash. I would they talk na. Is it the same price as wo ye cash
Ameri, that's what we are saying that. I don't think I'll go through a middleman. No one call the manufacturer.
And yeah, middleman in a man cost so that.
Middleman because
of the work and pay.
No. Apart from that,
because of the work and pay.
How say there be? Apart from that, the middleman is also the deal. No, it can be. Apart from work and pay, the middleman is also in the price also. Because me quite tough phone.
The same.
Number Suma Steve, the cameraman. I'm a cameraman or an intermediary. But then the better so. I'm a manufacturer. I'm making the correct price. So that was the problem with the NDC.
Did the procedure require that? Procedure na yeah they talk at the end. Did they require that?
Well, I don't know whether it require that or not. But it's
V8 ministers in the go and check and see if any MP Montimo the same price. Because of the procedure, yeah, they told the two cars.
Okay.
Number 2, same Ameridino. We are talking about persons here.
Yeah.
Same Ameridino. Now, John Mahaman engages Anglophone. Number 3, on the same Ameridi under Akufo-Addo. Akufo-Addo himself signed the deal with the vigilance minority any more media for Moyeya. Enka almost short changing the whole Ghana $800 million.
Renegotiation. Yeah.
But what in the president said he was misled to sign it. Under Baumia, yet action of the president. And parliament, higher condition or terms of agreement to say company now Obabe handle PDS and here bank guarantee.
Yeah.
Baumia in his person ewevu bank guarantee no ekoye insurance guarantee.
True.
Yet kromu ha nipa no obetena kromu ha more than 1 year getting to 2 years. I stand to be corrected. EJJ light bill the whole Ghana for the whole period. Finally, you will say enkofona defraud ye. After that, what happened? All the government could do was to terminate the contract of PDS. Up to now, Yesika or Mojeye, basis nobody has been able to respond to that. Yet Kromuha boast the highest contaminated boast oil in the history of Ghana happened within the first 6 months of Nana Akufo-Addo. And that Sabibiani MP, a friend is Alfred Obin. First one was 7 million. And Parliament bipartisan committee say omunye investigation into it before the committee will even finish their work. You know, the regime came to exonerate Alfred with less than 6 months after first deal. No, the G 27. I want to go for this. Hey, I feel I see. All you could do was to dismiss. All you could do was to dismiss the Papa Way.
He has not been able to attribute any of them.
PDS was but Waka PDS direct. Waka PDS.
That's why I asked you, sir. You see, that's why I asked you a very direct question. That's why I asked you a direct question, sir. What are they show being, sir? Then you pack chrono. And you want to know, but then I'm want to say a corrupter. You blame the person. What's the answer? That was your answer.
If you have the facts,
no. If you said one kasa,
no.
Any vice president, office. The kind of side you're not saying. I saw the evidence in the back. That's what you said. Anyway, just 1 minute.
There is a liar.
Just 1 minute.
I say in the regime.
Just 1 minute.
This is
Yebini din Echo clear emu whatever quantity. No, the person use his
so I get your point. So I get your point.
Let's say what the Oyerepa din Echo free Nema was central market. Now you say it was fraudulent. Will Oyerepa continue to let you be here?
Oh no,
but you don't do it. You don't do it.
Others who the as the special aid.
And say, Obi the Mimi deal rough.
Say who feels about Unye
fraudulent dealer. Punish rough.
Me say,
why do you come
is
that the only attribution you can make?
So Raphael, there is this one. Give an answer as brief as you can. Because you see, Bavia is not vying to be president.
Yeah.
There are a few things that cost so and I'm going to suggest one example. National Cathedral.
Okay.
Widely concerned is that they are corrupt.
No, they're corrupt.
And corruption
No.
Some of the public funds in the Bay.
And I'm because of misappropriation, but
I am misappropriation. Waste of public expenditure and corruption.
There's nothing corrupt about
yes, it's kind of even the amount of money and corruption.
No.
I see. Okay. So with that, no. They're expecting him to condemn some of these things. Now, watch Sampa or be or bar on the corrupt. Is this something you expect him to do or your campaign?
You see, he's not the president or a flag bearer.
Into your campaign.
So, or the powers.
Right. So now he's a flag bearer.
So, yeah.
Into a power. Do you expect him? Say, no, maybe he condemns it. He's
a flag bearer now. He's not the president. Still, it doesn't matter. So, a flag bearer. The head of state is still the president.
True. I agree.
So, our vision. So that's why at times he comes out and attribute visions for the state.
What kind of vision?
There's no two people who are the same.
I agree.
So on your mandate no as president, the current president, you do it differently.
Okay, Abia. Okay,
yeah.
But that's it. It was for maybe a phone nice that one check. Now, my man won't cost in Thomas Eye Hospital now to pay. We need problem about him. Unhu ade we kira as a wontimi kan yie ade ben wa wontimi kan yie ete esi wani so mesere so because St Thomas Eye Hospital eva no mo akra ne tema they say mo PM e wo Kumasi. They have been in the system for over 14 years eno ma ye adwuma oba Kumasi a omo ahojo Champoma Towers ho ena behu omo ne Absa Bank ena wo the same building mo na wo kwa omo all the technologies abefun fidia on be hwe woni na mo ni na ye kama ama problem e wo de ba bi on be solve am on pacho ni na bi e wo ho wide range of spectacle more spectacle ni woni mbe se ni spectacle be ka moto bibia da bi spectacle be wo sha che se be kama dia ma pa omo ye adwuma from Mondays to Fridays 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturdays omo ye adwuma from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mr. Sano pay obe free omo on 0537 211 531 0537 211 531 and 0246 866580 0246 866580 and 0538 377 521 0538 377 521 Ufroma problem here we no be an me patcho o me solve the amount na utie oya wonya kata kakra wonya code kakra message so be fa eye kojak for pro code ne bi vad eye pabene pa eye one time solid wonum pe utipa ni nyina ebe ko be bi atop or drugstore be a bell when I saw be from 0302678999 0302678999. Let me activate the phone lines for you on the pay enough during the conversation if you have any. Hello, good morning.
Whatever.
Yes, Opes Kakwaba. But Tomam na committee o.
That's it. Mr. Everything you know about power for someone about the man working. What you say, assembly man working. Paka. What the Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baumia compare John Dramani Mahama in terms of corruption. I mean, when I say what the Bronsam compare Yankupon because John Mahama is an embodiment of corruption.
Métier. Oh. Okay, Matthew, Yanko next one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kwesi Paka Western.
Yes, sir. What's your first and everything?
Only Francis in Yama Sama.
Oh, Francis Aquaba, Francis. You have a there?
Namiado, Kwesi, Nancy Light of June show.
Oh,
Nancy Oko, just Nam Jim Shimsa, Soma Comobia. I confirm Namari, and go for the honor Namafini. Go forward to almost a day. I can see almost a corruption. Yana Canada, the point back at a flat house. Corruption cost nearly $20,000 to $20,000. Yet, Yana just still a documentary. Edia Fekufado. TDS, Munya Musia Bufu, empty for Musia Bufu. Corruption a Galmusin to blow. Amamu can't wait to say, Akuram.
Mate, Madam France, I'm calling this corner. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm at your first and everything.
But a friend can facilitate a bit more.
About your age on a pay.
Good, and I pay the check a seven more different troubles and tell me your movement cover by Papa Edward say only war and she said Papa would go up and I would be the MPP for a funeral. Check me, I make out and the SC 2017 that can let ATF blame, yeah, you didn't mean. Well, and that's what a public institution. Anna, Yoko, and that's in your public institution, in your MPP institution. I didn't make a Mammy, you are not appointed, always the same thing. The same thing. I think, yeah, and you have to be a bar. So, be you on President Dama. And I'll be you on media. We might go power.
Mate, and that's the point where I'm going to call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir, much first and everything.
The Diani Utu Champion Rabbi, because I'm free at Mampunia.
Right, Utu Champion with you.
Really, Kamamentia, Miniatani Raf. Na, and Koma, Moody, and say, Mampani, and I don't Mama, in Ya Aquania, the Chedian, in Ya Aquania say, on Cassa or you corrupt, and I saw you corrupt. I think that's like at that time. And Ka Uyebu, Unya Aquanian, so be clan. Nenya corrupt. But on one case as a person, it means say or a corrupt person. It want me to be nenya corrupt. You see, I wish you more NDC as a party. And you communicators no. Ya catch you say His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia dear.
But the issue of corruption, it being the only thing NDC communicators actually can, and they said Baumia a liar, of which they know say a nenocrat.
Mate, when we made, but that's me for 2 more calls and I wrap up this one on the show. Hello, good morning.
Paka.
Hello.
I'm a line at here. Paka.
Opeska.
I'm a line at here. Matamba, Medatafa. Atumana Meta. Paka, Mr. John Mahama is an embodiment of corruption. John Mahama is an epitome of corruption. Just a corruption. Now we see John the Money Mahama on one and I'm on Antino. Where they didn't compare Baumia.
Mate, when we made, man, Kofoka and almost maybe. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Parker.
Yes, I'm a chef for Sanafe Femina.
Me Pacha from the Congress, we can say Kumasi shares the constituency.
Great, Congress meet you.
So now the pay, Namincha General Secretary, CCC as a coating. Namincha PC for shares the constituency of Papa for Snaperi. Parker, yes, corruption is still on my gun and more. John Dramani Mahama, corruption scandal being in a home. Namenka Semincho, yes, to Kuma, and no be Pia Bon to the culture, say. The Neku for the Okotsan and Chekaka, would $100,000. Yet they have corruption scandals at Kelo Mampine Kufado. Yet you couldn't have Mampine Kufado now offer. Gabi or Dako, a cofa PDS, a better Kumha, a better electricity in Kenya, Busumisia $200 million. To can hear from FIA. Yet you Kumha, and a catastrophe Kelo Mampine Kufado, private DVD, and so Uso, and you're not cofa by it.
Mate.
I was up for Mafo, and some Koso, start corruption to trust some Namakosu, Kuma, no Mampine Kufado and Zano.
That's it. When we made.
Hello?
When we made. Hello? Oh, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
You are Paka.
Yes, sir.
I come to say.
Adom, me hoya pa. Wane kasa no pe.
Anana kwati.
Okay, na yeti one to ba me.
Me bisa wa samba ko pe bi mpacho. Eye John Dramani Mama ene Baumia. Umi no na corruption. Eye corrupt pa. Me nso obeka se mama intimidate so obuya ne ya pa man.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I guess the assembly. Who be so much over me, Yano? Where you are, Mamma, now go. Ibrahim say, good morning to all. Paka, encourage the youth to go and register. Okay. And then God bless the IGP. Where Ibrahim in Okankwi North. Thank you, Ibrahim. It's yes, a year registration, Mestre. So Monko register. Why? And rather a few challenges and they're easy. Why I sure say all the challenges will be resolved. But of course, I mean sometimes it happens. Monko register. You have to go and cast your ballot. Council, we have 30 seconds. Any last words?
Youth na rising, especially the communicators. Many shows are buying beer or appointing nipa say omokwa munku di dwudum ene keta seshe. So yen send a signal to the politics and then beer. So when these matters come, we will not defend.
But we will not defend it. Simple matter. Raphael.
Yeah, I think there's enough demonstration and evidence to show say Ira Mahmoud Baumia is not corrupt.
Okay.
And be my mubinya a reshimu and muse oba, he'll make sure say the right things are done. Inti young koso and support. Now I know say there are more things ahead.
There are more things ahead. Meda say and there are no pay. Raphael or say used to a Yachumari Bija not constituency. And of course, student of law, there's a law school, there's a Ocean law no pay. And now senior law lecturer was a criminal lawyer. Or Hinaba in Sudiabo and DC communication team. That's the same one of pay.
I was saying for no Siambre Muni Betna, say Brenna so was here. Yadani the Akenya, ma sometime with a champion, a sports school no. Now on the more to so a communim. Yamia, I don't know the young Quachen China. You ever sign him or be share. And you know about someone to pay. You didn't a Kwesi. I mean, you never
Kwesi Parker Wilson, and we have for Yamian Mochinam. A Thursday morning, Basiamba, with another edition of OBT. You're coming in. Have a good morning.